Why chasing perfection will make you miserable. Do you ever feel like you're constantly reaching for something just out of grasp? Like no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to hit that elusive goal of perfection? It's a battle many face, believing that perfection is the key to success and happiness. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Chasing perfection will only leave you feeling empty, stressed, and ultimately miserable. In fact, neuroscience suggests that this relentless pursuit can hijack your brain's reward system, leaving you in a constant state of dissatisfaction. So, what if I told you that letting go of perfection is the secret to a more balanced, fulfilling life? Curious? Let's dive deeper. The illusion of control. Perfectionism often gives people a false sense of control. They believe that if they just plan everything perfectly, the outcome will be flawless. However, life rarely works that way. The brain is wired to crave certainty, and when things go off course, it triggers stress responses, activating the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for fear and anxiety. The more you try to control every little detail, the more anxious you become when things inevitably don't go as planned. Instead of finding peace, you end up stuck in a cycle of stress and disappointment, never quite able to relax. The trap of comparison. Perfectionists often measure their worth against others, comparing their successes and failures. Social media has made this habit worse, as people constantly showcase their best moments, leading others to feel inferior. The truth is, this comparison game triggers the brain's reward system in the worst way possible. Dopamine, the feel-good chemical, spikes when you perceive yourself as successful, but when you don't measure up, the crash is brutal. What many don't realize is that this habit rewires the brain to seek validation from external sources, leaving you dependent on others' approval for your happiness. Perfectionism versus excellence. What's the difference? Many people confuse perfectionism with striving for excellence. The key difference lies in the mindset. Striving for excellence allows room for mistakes and growth, while perfectionism demands flawlessness. In neuroscience, the concept of neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt, is critical here. When you strive for excellence, you embrace learning, mistakes, and challenges as opportunities to grow. However, when you chase perfection, you view mistakes as failures, and your brain gets stuck in a fear-based loop, limiting your ability to adapt and improve. The emotional cost of perfectionism. The emotional toll of perfectionism is significant. Studies show that perfectionists are more prone to anxiety, depression, and even burnout. From a psychological perspective, perfectionism creates an internal critic that's never satisfied, constantly pointing out flaws and failures. This relentless pressure triggers chronic stress, which can flood the brain with cortisol, the stress hormone, leading to fatigue, memory issues, and even physical health problems. The brain becomes stuck in a state of hyper-alertness, making it difficult to enjoy life's small pleasures or feel content with your accomplishments. Learning to let go. One of the most powerful ways to break free from perfectionism is to learn how to detach from the outcome. This doesn't mean you stop caring about your goals, it means you stop tying your self-worth to the results. Psychologists call this distancing or cognitive diffusion, which helps individuals step back from their thoughts and view them as just that. Thoughts, not truths. This practice, supported by mindfulness and cognitive behavioral techniques, can rewire the brain to become less reactive to perceived failures and more focused on the process. Embracing imperfection as a path to growth. Ironically, the more you embrace imperfection, the more you grow. Neuroscience has shown that when people are less afraid of making mistakes, they activate parts of the brain responsible for creativity and problem solving. Instead of viewing mistakes as setbacks, they become opportunities for innovation and learning. Psychologists refer to this as a growth mindset, a term popularized by Carol Dweck. When you shift your mindset to see imperfections as part of the process, you unlock greater potential for success and fulfillment, without the emotional baggage that comes with perfectionism. So, are you ready to stop chasing perfection? It's time to ask yourself, what would life look like if you stopped trying to be perfect and instead focused on progress? How much lighter would you feel if you accepted that mistakes are a part of growth? If you're ready to make that shift, be sure to subscribe to the Good Brain channel, where you can learn more about embracing imperfection and living a more balanced, fulfilling life. Hit the notification bell so you never miss out on these transformative lessons. Let's grow together.